There are 7 things your fitness app is hiding from you about walking. Number 7 is embarrassing. It means you've been doing something useless for years. Number 4 is the kind of thing that makes exercise scientists have awkward silences at parties. We'll get there. But number one is going to make you question every gym membership you've ever paid for. Here are 7 walking myths that are quietly keeping you fat, ranked from mildly insulting to why didn't anyone tell me this? Welcome to Explaghetti. Number 7. The 10,000 steps target was invented by a Japanese pedometer company in 1965. Not a doctor, not a lab, a marketing team. The device was called manpoke, which translates with heartbreaking literalness to 10,000 steps meter. The number wasn't derived from science. It was chosen because the Japanese character for 10,000 looks like a person walking. It was a logo decision.
This was established in 1971 by Helmut Brasser of the University of Tübingen. His monograph, De Numero Decem Milium, Podometric Hubris in the Post-War Consumer, ran 6 pages and was not cited.
Chest out, one arm raised in triumph, a tiny watch on his wrist showing 9,847. He's also not burning what he thinks he's burning. A 2022 study in Nature Medicine found that the sweet spot for longevity benefits isn't 10,000 steps. It's somewhere between 6,000 and 8,000. And after that, the returns flatten out faster than your results have been doing. The number that actually predicts fat loss outcomes isn't steps. It's intensity during movement. The pedometer doesn't measure that. It measures distance. It's like judging a workout by how far your car drove to the gym. App says, goal reached, sits down, opens the fridge. Somewhere, a person watching this video is doing the exact same thing and does not appreciate being called out. Congratulations, you optimized the wrong number for 60 years. The reason most of you are stuck doing that, you're holding it in your hand right now. Number 6, even if your tracker were perfectly accurate, it still wouldn't tell you the one thing that actually determines whether you lose fat or not. But here's the bonus insult, it's also not accurate. Stanford researchers tested 7 popular wearable devices. The most accurate one was still off by 27%. The worst? 93% error. These are devices that cost $300 and connect to satellite. It says he burns 600 calories. He is currently eyeing a burrito. Here's the uncomfortable math. Walking a mile burns roughly 80 to 100 calories. A standard latte has 190. You'd have to walk to the coffee shop and back twice to break even on the coffee you drank to motivate yourself to walk there. But even a perfectly calibrated tracker can't answer the real question. Is your body burning glucose or fat during that walk? These are not the same thing, not remotely. Glucose burning is your body screaming. Fat burning is your body humming. Most casual walkers never leave scream mode. The tracker tells you the fuel was spent. It doesn't tell you which tank you were pulling from. The reason most of you are stuck in scream mode? You're holding a rectangle of glass in your hand right now. Number 5, staring at your phone during a walk neurologically undoes the walk. This is not metaphorical. This is ophthalmology and neuroscience colliding in your gym shoes. When your eyes focus on a near object, a screen, a book, your own anxious thoughts projected onto a screen, your brain activates the sympathetic nervous system, the stress system, the one that releases cortisol. Cortisol tells your body to store belly fat, specifically visceral fat, the dangerous kind that wraps around your organs like unwanted bubble wrap. There is a person walking at a solid pace right now, in the zone, doom scrolling. Cortisol spiking, fat cells laughing. The antidote is called optic flow. When your eyes track the horizon or register trees moving through your peripheral vision, it sends a direct signal to the amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, that says we are not being chased, stand down. Breathing slows, cortisol drops, the vault to your fat cells unlocks.
The Romans called this condition obtusus visus, a blunting of the gaze. Seneca warned against it. He was, of course, referring to bad rhetoric. The metabolic consequences are, I suppose, analogous.
The rule, headphones are fine. Eyes on the horizon are mandatory. If you need a podcast, you can have a podcast, but your eyes look forward, like a person with somewhere to be, not down, like a person reading their own autopsy. Number 4 is the one scientists keep having to explain to people who already have PhDs. Get ready. Number 4, there is a muscle in your calf that can burn fat for hours, sitting down more effectively than a 30-minute jog. Take a moment, sit with that. The muscle is called the soleus. It makes up roughly 1% of your body weight. It is extremely boring. Nobody has a poster of the soleus on their wall. No supplement company has named a product after it. It quietly holds your ankle stable and gets 0 credit. In 2022, researchers at the University of Houston published a study in iScience that detonated quietly in the exercise science world. They found that the soleus, unlike every other muscle, can sustain elevated oxidative metabolism for hours without fatiguing. Other muscles deplete their glycogen and give up. The soleus keeps going. It has its own fuel logic. The discovery? A simple contraction called the soleus push-up. Raising your heel while your foot stays flat repeatedly while seated reduced post-meal blood glucose spikes by 52% in controlled lab conditions. It lowered VLDL triglycerides by 60%. These are numbers that put most pharmaceutical interventions to shame. Sitting perfectly still at a desk, doing nothing visible, metabolically on fire. Watercolor flames rising around the chair while the posture suggests absolutely no effort. That's the point. The lead researcher, Mark Hamilton, concluded that this method outperforms exercise and fasting at regulating blood sugar under these conditions. You don't need the gym. You don't need the walk. You need to bounce your heel under your desk for an hour after lunch. If you remember one thing from this video and forget the rest, make it this weird, boring, unsexy muscle. Number 3 is where we use this information as a weapon. Number 3, the 10 minutes after a meal are the most metabolically powerful 10 minutes of your day. Most people waste them on the couch. When you eat, glucose floods your bloodstream. Your pancreas fires insulin like a panicked air traffic controller trying to land 17 planes at once. The result? A spike, then a crash, then the food coma, then the hunger. Muscle contraction interrupts this entire sequence. Moving your muscles even lightly creates something called non-insulin-mediated glucose uptake. Your muscle fibers absorb blood sugar directly without waiting for insulin to open the door. The spike flattens, the crash never comes. Your body returns to fat-burning mode hours earlier than it would have otherwise. There's a person who just ate pasta. 2 choices: sit on the couch and spike, or walk for 10 minutes and cheat the system. 3 10-minute walks after breakfast, lunch, and dinner consistently outperform a single 30-minute walk in blood sugar management. Because you're intercepting 3 separate glucose spikes instead of letting them stack into one metabolic disaster. Timing is not a detail, timing is the mechanism. And here's the intersection with point 4. Pair that post-meal 10-minute walk with Soleus push-ups at your desk for the following hour, and you have built a glucose disposal system more effective than most gym programs.
This was confirmed in 1989 by Dr. Alistair Frome of the London School of Hygiene. His paper, Tripartite Ambulation and the Postprandial Humour, was presented once in Norwich to 11 people.
Number 2 is where we give you the actual pace and why getting it wrong by even a little turns your fat-burning walk into expensive transportation. Number 2, there is a specific speed, not a number, not a setting, where your body has no choice but to pull fuel from fat. Most people never find it. Exercise physiologists call it Zone 2, the zone of maximal fat oxidation, the sweet spot between transportation and panic. Here's how you find it without any equipment. Talk to yourself, out loud, or call someone who will tolerate it. If you can speak in complete sentences without gasping, but you would struggle to sing, you are there. If you can sing, you're walking too slowly. That's a stroll. Your body is in full efficiency mode, burning almost nothing. If you can't finish a sentence, you've gone too far. You're now in glucose territory. Somewhere, a man is muttering about his mortgage while walking at a pace that makes his neighbor deeply uncomfortable. His mitochondria are thriving. This pace, this specific uncomfortable but controlled zone, triggers mitochondrial biogenesis. You are literally building new metabolic machinery. More furnaces, more engines. 6 months of consistent Zone 2 walking means you burn more fat while you're asleep than the sedentary version of you burned during a workout. But Zone 2 is only the vehicle. Point 1 is about the destination. And the destination is going to make everything you thought you knew about exercise feel like directions to a restaurant that closed in 1987. Number 1, the one that changes the whole picture. Number 1, the goal of walking has never been movement, it's been signal. Your body doesn't respond to what you do. It responds to what your body concludes from what you do. Running a marathon concludes emergency. Conserve fat, flood with cortisol, rebuild muscle aggressively. The body adapts to a world where running marathons is necessary for survival. Lying on the couch concludes stillness. Store everything, slow the metabolism. The body adapts to a world where nothing requires energy. Zone 2, walking, eyes forward, soleus engaged after a meal at a pace where you can still speak, concludes, we are alive, we are moving, and we are safe. That safety signal is the entire game. Your body doesn't need to be punished into change. It needs to be convinced that the new world, the moving, present, calm world, is the one it should build a body for. Not counting steps, not checking the ring, not breathing hard enough to panic or soft enough to waste the trip. Just sending the right signal. which means someone walking 6,000 steps in zone 2, phone in their pocket, Soleus firing at their desk after lunch, is extracting more metabolic benefit than someone running 10K 3 times a week while staring at their notification bar. That's not a motivational poster, that's the arithmetic of the last 6 points you just watched.
The Greeks had no word for metabolism. They had metabole, change. They understood that the body does not improve. It simply becomes something else.
And apparently, that's all it ever took. And that's how spaghetti untangles movement. 7 myths, 1 tiny calf muscle, and a Japanese marketing campaign from 1965 that somehow ran your fitness for 60 years. If your heel started bouncing sometime during this video and you didn't notice, leave a comment with the timestamp. I want to know exactly when the Soleus won. See you in the next episode.